Hi everyone, today we will be talking about Día de Muertos or Día de los Muertos as it is commonly known in the US. Día de Muertos is a holiday celebrated primarily in Mexico on November 1st and 2nd. This holiday is about honoring the dead, specifically our dead loved ones. Día de Muertos is a celebration of life and death. It is believed that the veil between life and death is thinner during these days, and that the souls of dead loved ones come and visit us in the world of the living. We receive them with plenty of love and food and look back upon our memories with them. Día de Muertos spans across 2 days, with each having its own significance and coinciding with Christian holidays. November 1st is All Saints' Day, which remembers young children, and November 2nd is All Souls' Day, which remembers adults. Día de Muertos can be celebrated as early as October 28th, which remembers people who have passed away in accidents due to violence or in a tragic manner. Although it is celebrated all across Mexico, it is especially important in the south and central region of the country. How Dia de Muertos is celebrated varies by state, as the local indigenous communities contribute their own unique traditions to the holiday. The Dia de Muertos we know of today is a result of the mixing of indigenous practices with Spanish Catholic beliefs. Originally, indigenous celebrations of death aligned with the celebration of a good harvest. As they remember their dead, indigenous groups also thanked them for a plentiful harvest and presented what they reaped as offerings. One Aztec tradition reflects the concepts of recognizing the dead during 2 days. Micahuitontli, also known as the Feast of the Little Dead, honored the young dead during the month of August, similar to All Saints' Day. The second day, the big Feast of the Dead, celebrated the adults and everyone else, like All Souls' Day. As Dia de Muertos evolved throughout time and after the Spanish invaded Mexico, Catholic beliefs combined with those of the indigenous people. In Spain, November was known as the Month of Souls. Christian holidays such as All Saints' Day came to be celebrated on the same day as Dia de Muertos. It honored saints and martyrs of the Catholic Church and later incorporated honoring children who had died young as well. While Dia de Muertos itself may not be a Catholic holiday, many Catholics in Mexico and Latin America do celebrate in conjunction with All Saints' Day and All Souls' Day. One popular tradition to follow during Dia de Muertos is building altars. On these altars are various offerings, known as ofrendas, that are placed for the dead. There are various things that can be placed on the altar as an ofrenda, but families most commonly place their loved ones' favorite foods. There are many parts to an ofrenda. Here are some important parts and their meanings. The glass of water represents life. It is offered to the souls of the dead to quench their thirst after their long journey to visit their families in the world of the living. The candles represent hope and faith, and their light guides the souls where they need to go. The incense is to purify the environment and ward off any bad spirits. The cempasúchil flowers act as another guide for the dead, as many use the bright color of the petals to form paths to guide their loved ones to the altar. The papel picado represents the wind and shows respect for the dead. The altars also have portraits of the deceased, symbolizing that we remember them and we are welcoming them to come back home. Dia de Muertos demonstrates a unique outlook on life and death. For many, death is frightening. We're afraid of death. We try to run away from it, ignore it. But death reminds us that everything is fleeting. Life is short-lived. But it is because our lives are short that they have greater meaning. Dia de Muertos sets out to show that death is not an end. It is a new journey, a new stage in the experience of being human. This is not to say that Mexicans or those who celebrate Dia de Muertos don't fear death at all. We do. It is simply a different way of processing and understanding that fear. In fact, we often satirize death to cope with it. La Catrina, a popular image created by Jose Guadalupe Posada, is portrayed as smiling and almost laughing. We write poems called calaveritas, which make fun of death and ridicule it. We smile in the face of death because we know it is coming and we accept it. Dia de Muertos also emphasizes the crossover between life and death. Many families spend all night at the cemeteries drinking and eating alongside their loved ones at their altares and graves. It is not just a time to remember the dead, it is also a time to come together with the living and spread love among the community. The altars and ofrendas focus on presence over absence. Our loved ones are physically absent from us, but spiritually present with us. The altars reflect their lives and our memories of them. They are here with us always. I'd like to end off with a quote by the famous novelist Gabriel García Márquez, who I believe sums up the spirit of the celebration quite well. La muerte no llega con la vejez, sino con el olvido. Death comes not with old age, but with forgetting. Remember, people die, memories don't.